Welcome back, Rank File Forge. Steve, Daryl. We're working on the truck on the gas tank upgrade on old Rusty. Today, what I want to do first, the last video we did was a little bit too long, so we're going to try and shorten our videos, maybe condense them up a bit for the next one, make it easier to watch. Try and keep them about the 20-minute mark, I think is more than enough. Don't want to lose any viewers. Today what we're going to do is we got to move out the seat. There's a gas tank behind the old gas tank. I want to get that pulled out today. First thing we got to do is drain the gas tank, make sure it's drained so we can pull it out. Got to get the seat out. This seat's it's a factory seat for a 1992 Chevy Astro. This was quite a score. This is a hell of a score. We got this from, there was a landlady that was clearing out from her long-term tenants. They had a 92 Astro brand new. As soon as they got the van, they pulled it out, put it in storage in the basement, sat there for years. And the lady was getting rid of it. She just asked if I throw out some garbage for her, and she said I got a seat for free. So score, big time.
Thank you.
Thank you, lady. First thing I'm gonna do is I'm gonna crawl under the truck and drain it. Okay, just giving it a second. Yep. So what I'm gonna do here is I got this fuel line here from the original tank, and it's run to the 305 Chevy under the hood. I'm gonna remove all this stuff here, and the gentleman that worked on it before was really nice to put a nice little ball valve in here. Makes it nice and easy for me to control it. I got a little hose here. What I'm gonna do is try and cut the hose, drain it into my pan, and I can control the flow with this. And if this pan starts to fill up, I can close the valve, drain it to a jerry can, and then open it up again when it's empty. So it makes it nice and easy to clean. Okay, we'll just start by crawling under here. Hopefully it doesn't get too messy here, but more dust in my eyes than anything. So there we go.
Okay, we got some fuel coming out.
So right now we got it closed, so now I'm going to open up, see if I can drain this nicely into. I did run the gas a little low at the end of the season because I knew I was going to be doing this project over the winter, so I'm hoping I can not have too much. Thank God I pulled these box floor off here. It makes it a lot easier to work on this, but it also opened up a little more work for me to do underneath while I got the floorboards off. Like I say, my future plan is to change the mufflers, maybe put some cherry bombs on there, have a little fun. I want to fix this yoke leak. This is something I didn't even know I had until I opened it up, but I'll talk to my buddies over at Piston Ring, set me up with a new seal, and that shouldn't take long. That'll be another day for a video for another day.
And more importantly, your flights aren't out.
Oh crap, thank you very much. Okay, we got the fuel tank all drained out. A little bit of pain in the butt, but it was nice having the box panels off, so I was able to get under there. We're gonna move this seat. While I was under there, I undid the seat, so the seat is loose, ready to come out. Got my man Daryl's gonna give me a hand with it. Okay. We're gonna come like this. We're actually gonna go at your side.
I'm flat.
Here we go.
Okay, we're good. Stick our time here.
Yeah. Next, we're going to get a wrench and we're going to undo these two straps, pull the gas tank out. Let's see how it goes. So we got the straps all unbolted. Surprisingly, not that bad. They wouldn't seize up or nothing. We're going to pull the tank. I'm going to lift my end up, and we're going to try and shoehorn it out so it slides out of the thing. Is the gas cap off?
Gas cap's off.
Gas cap's off.
Ready to go.
Okay. It should slide through here.
There we go.
Got it?
You got it all?
I got it all.
Okay, good.
That's her.
Okay, very minor stations on here.
Oh, the rubber thing came off, that's why.
Yep, just a little bit of spill, not bad.
No problem. Now we get to see all the gunk and crap that was behind there. You see how they're... The aftermarket was done. I believe it's something from Speedway Motors, the previous guy, because he'd started building this before I got to, and he had ran all the wiring and just tucked it in here, no problem. He did a good job, gave me a lot of stuff to set up with. Glad I was able to get the gas tank out pretty easy. I'll end up removing these straps. I'm going to rebuild something here. Maybe I'll put some kind of a box, put a little bit of leather or something. I don't know. I got a big chunk of leather I was hoping to use. I want to do a little bit of work around the seat when the seat goes back in. So I got a bit of work before I do this. So I'm going to put the bench seat in a shed for now just to keep it out of the way while I work on this. But I'm ready to hook up the fuel line to there. But what I want to do on... Come for a walk with me here. Hope I don't drop this. If I lose you, sorry. I'm not sure if you can see here, but on top of this fuel tank, maybe not, I have to turn it down. Top of the fuel tank is the fuel sending switch. This is an aftermarket one that came from Dolphin Gauges. So I want to repurpose this one and put it into my new gas tank. Because then that way I'm going to have a proper measurement. What I'll do in a later video when I go to put it in, I'll show you the ohms and how we get all the different ohms and stuff. This is a 0 to 90 ohms, whereas the Mustang one is about a 78 to 10. It goes backwards. So this is just the easiest way to deal with it. Gas tank is out. That's a success. Ready to go. Go to the next thing. So now that we got the gas tank moved, I want to put a filler plate. I ordered this from Classic Chevy Parts or something. I can't remember the name of the place. It was like 16 bucks American for this. So by the time you get it shipped here, it gets pretty pricey. But basically, it's already pre-cut, pre-bent and everything for it. And I'm gonna have to grind here, put it in there. But the one problem with this, it's got a little more of a curve than the cab has. I mean, I can probably tack it in place and do it, but if you look from the top here, it's a little bit overhang, it's sitting flush here, and it's got a little bit of a lip here. I can give that a little tap with a hammer and an anvil, and I can clean that up a bit, but I don't know if it's worthwhile to just try and do it in place or on the anvil, but let's try a little bit on the anvil. If it doesn't work, we'll make it work. Yeah. Awesome. So I got the plate here at the end. I just grabbed a dead blow because I'm not looking to make any marks on here. Usually I've got different hammers for different things. We'll get into blacksmithing on another video right now, but I'm going to try and give just a little bit of a flatten out the curve. Basically, we've got to go like this. There, I think I actually moved it enough there. It's hard to see. Probably won't get it quite caught on film, but we're going to go and we're going to see how it fits now. I bet you it's closer than what it is, and if it's right, then I'll give it a little grind around the hole, put it in, tack it all up. There goes the filler hole. And then I'll put a little bit of primer on there just to kind of make it look a little patina again, I guess. Match the rest of the old truck. So I gave it a little bump with the hammer. If you come take a look here, you can see it's a much better fit right now. All these parts, when you order body parts online, it's never a perfect fit. You always have to do a little bit of massaging and stuff. It's got a little bit here, but I'm sure I can hammer that out once I get some tacks in. A little lip there. So what I'm going to do from this point here, now that I got it fit, I'm actually going to make a mark on where it's going to line up, just so I know. Makes it easier for me when I go to fit it back up, because now I know where it's fit. So now I'm going to take this off. I'm going to grind off some of the paint so I can actually get a tack weld in here, do a series of tacks. You can probably a lot of body shop videos out there show you how to do it. But we're going to go through here. And I'll give a little bit here too, just to get a little bit of the bevel. Makes it nice and easy to get a nice penetration with the weld. So when I grind the spots, spot welds away. It'll be nice and welded.
And the nice look. There's the original paint.
There's the original paint. This is just the really gorgeous paint. It's been painted blue and some yellow. I don't know what's going on here, but this is the original paint. Here we're going to start on the old gas tank. This is the one we just pulled out. This fuel sending unit is the one that came with the Dolphin gauges. I've seen a lot of mixed reviews on Dolphin gauges, but I tell you, they're not bothering me. I like them. So I'm actually going to pull this out. Maybe we'll test the ohms. It should be good though. So I want to be able to sneak it into the Mustang gas tank so I can get a proper fuel rating. Because right now, if I leave the Mustang one in there, it's going to be full as empty, empty as full. And I want to try and do better than that. Especially if we got it here. It's not going to cost us anything, a little labor, a little bit of time. So try and get my elbow out of the camera. So, from the factory, there was one unit here, a little bit different than this here. So look at that. That's the factory. That's the one that comes with the Dolphin gauges. So it's a universal style one. So we're down here. It's at empty. It's at 0 ohms. When it goes up here, it's at 90 ohms. And with the way the fuel tank was, and I think this vent line was plugged up, it would just pump up. I can only get about halfway, because then the summer heat would just pump it out of the thing, out of the vent tube, or the fill tube. We can probably check the ohms if you want. Okay, give me a minute. I'll set up on the bench. Okay, we're going to double check the gauge, and I'll show you how the ohms work. Just a little side note. These read off of resistance, and this particular gauge is supposed to be 0 to 90. So what we do, we got to set it here on your gauge to read ohms. I'll put the negative on the flange because we want to be able to. And I'm going to put the positive on here. There's no real voltage going through, and you can see it's right around the 2 mark, but as Daryl lifts it up, you're going to see it start going to a higher ohms. And if you go right to the top, you're going to see that it should be around the 90 ohm mark. If you got that much fuel, I mean, obviously this still has to be set up to work with the Mustang tank, but it gives you an idea where 0 to 90. If you bring it down, you'll see it go down, drop down to 0, and the gauge is going to in turn read that as empty or full, or where you're at. Awesome. That's how you check your ohms. All right, we've got the old gas tank out. We pulled the seat out. I've got a little bit of work to do in the cab. I've got to run the wiring to the gas tank, extend the fuel line to the gas tank. We're going to use this sending switch from the old truck, which is actually a newer model. I'm going to clean all that stuff up, but we're going to have to drill a hole in the top of the gas tank. Don't have a hole saw, so I got to get the right size hole saw. I'm going to fish it through, and if I do it right, it'll probably sit on an angle like this. It'll clear the Mustang sending switch, be able to do all the assembly here. We check the ohms, it's reading right. I'm going to have to do some adjustment, but what I'm going to do is when we get the tank drilled, I'm going to get an accurate measurement of the depth of the tank, where I want to run it. We can adjust this here. I found some handy dandy charts online to actually give me proper measurements. I'm going to double check my own thoughts against the chart, make sure we're in the right, it's going to work properly. I got to cut this down a bit, adjust this down a bit, and I should be good. I think it's an 8-inch tank, and that was set for more like a 12-inch tank. So a couple inches to adjust both on the arm and here. We should be good, but I got to get a hole saw, I got to get some fuel line, I got to extend my wiring to run here. Garage smells a bit like fuel right now, so I'm going to do a bit of welding afterwards. Yeah, let it clear out. Then we can weld that filler, but we're ready for the next steps. Just got to do a little bit of shopping. And while I'm at it, when I go to the parts store, I'm going to get a new yoke seal. I'm going to fix that yoke on another video too, but I'm going to pull the drive shaft off, take the yoke. While I got it nice and exposed, now's the perfect time to do it.
You got a small leak going on there?
Yeah, the yoke seal, I'm going to change that. I'm going to look at, maybe I can find some mufflers and some exhaust pipes, see if I can reroute the exhaust and make it a little cleaner under there. before I put the boards on. I still got to get all the bolts for all the boards too, because we hacked those things off because they're all seized. Not a big deal. A little bit of cleanup. Yeah, and I guess I got to make a plan to make sure I get all the shavings out of the gas tank when we drill the hole, and we'll figure it out. We can get a magnet,
Maybe suck them up.
vacuum cleaner, shop vac, bring the shop vac in to clean the cabin.
Yes,
So,
yeah, we
so-
should clean that up too. Right on.
Right on. Okay, we'll be back. We'll get some more parts and we'll catch you in the next video. Get in the garage and start working.